So the next project on our Ranger is going to be a service of the rear diff, and I'm going to once I pop the cover off, I'm going to check the clutch packs also and see if they need to be serviced. So there you go, you can see we've got the clutch packs on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this pin out, pull the pin out of here, just with that bolt right here. Pull that out, then pull out this pin. That pin will slide out, and then I can walk these gears out of here, or spider gears. And then I'll push in the axles, get the C-clips off, and then I'm going to pound this spring out here. And then I'll be able to pull off each side, each clutch pack, and we'll see what kind of condition they're in. So here's the side gears with the clutch packs out of the diff. So I've marked on each one whether it came out of the left or the right. I got it marked here on the cardboard. And if you just take a look, you can see how these are worn. Do you see that? I don't know, it's kind of hard to see. Let me just see if I get it a little bit closer. Anyways, the friction material is gone. It's just metal. So it's metal, and the way it works is that there's one friction, then you got one steel. It's a lot like a transmission. Steel, and then a friction and a steel, friction, steel, so on. Steel. Maybe you can see on that one better. See the shiny bit there? So that's where the friction material is gone completely gone. So this diff is not working anymore. This locking or limited slip diff is not working anymore. So I've got a set of clutch packs coming. It comes with new steels, new clutch packs, and it comes with some new thrust washers too. So I got the new clutch packs. They are soaking right now. I don't know if you can see in there. It's kind of dark, right? There you go. So they've been soaking for about 4 hours now. They are, it's got 2 ounces of friction modifier in here, and then the gear oil. So that's getting close to being ready to go in. Here's our gear packs. I don't know if you notice on these, you can see the wear. See where the wear is on this side? All along, right? But if you look at the other side, it's fine. Because most of the wear is obviously in drive. It's not in reverse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap these gears from side to side. So I'm going to put the right gear in the left side, left gear in the right side. And then that'll give me more wear, a little bit smoother gear. As for the packs themselves, I don't know if you can see here. Let's see if I can get this thing loose. There we go. So that's the way it is right now. It's got one steel, then a friction, then 2 steels, then a friction, then a steel, then a friction, then the thrust washer. So the 2 steels are actually, they are meant to be in there. It's to work as a heat sink, to dissipate the heat, because the very first friction from the gear gets the most abuse. So it gets the most abuse, and then it slowly works its way down. So I'm gonna rebuild it exactly the same way. I'm gonna put the steel, friction, 2 steels, friction. A lot of guys, they'll take and they'll put the first one as a friction, and then steel, and then friction, steel. Anyways, you get the idea. But the thing is if you look at the gear, there isn't the same amount of contact as if it's on the steel. when it's on the gear. See the indent there? So your first clutch that gets the most abuse will have the least surface area to grab. So that's why we're going to do it just the way the manufacturer had it, set it up, Ford set it up. We're going to do steel, then friction, then steel. As for my thrust washers, I'm going to go with one. This is a little bit thinner than any of the ones in the kit, but I'm going to go with the thinnest one that came in the kit. And then when we assemble it with our spider gears, we'll stick our spider gears in there, and we should be able to roll it in with just a little bit of preload. That's what I'm looking for. I don't want too much preload because I don't want it chirping too much around the corners. I'd rather it slipped a little bit. I'm not building a race car here. Okay, I'm set up now where I'm going to put the side gears in. So you can see I've got one axle shaft in here. And just a word of caution with your axle shafts when you slide them in, don't push them in too far. If you push them in too far, it will wreck your seal, and then they'll leak in your brakes. So just push it in to where it normally is. Actually, I'll push it back out just a smidge. But this, when I put this, that'll enable me now, I can turn the spider gears in with the one axle in there. So I'm going to put the left side gear and frictions and everything in, and then I'm going to put the right one, and then I'll place my spider gears, and I'm going to try and walk them in. Okay, do you see how easy these gears move in here? See the spider gears? They're very easy. There's no preload. You see the play in them? So my thrust washers need to be thicker. So I got to pull the whole works out, and we start again. We put a thicker thrust washer in there, and hopefully bring this out, because we want preload on these clutches. We want a little bit of preload, not lots, but a little bit. But right now there's nothing on there. The spring itself, you know, the spring that we put in, this spring here, this just offers a real light little bit of preload for slippery conditions, that sort of thing. But it doesn't really provide, that spring is not providing the preload. It's the spider gears that provide the preload. So we'll pull it out, put new shims in.